At our anniversary dinner, my husband slapped me for spilling wine on his special guest, who turned out to be his mistress. But his smug smile vanished when he saw who was standing behind me. Part 1. The sound of Ethan hitting the marble floor echoed through the silent ballroom like a gunshot. 3 teeth scattered across the polished surface, trailing blood in their wake. The 100 guests, who had been celebrating our 10th wedding anniversary, just moments before now stood frozen. Champagne glasses suspended midair, their faces painted with shock and horror. My brother Jaden flexed his knuckles, his 6 feet 4 inches frame towering over my crumpled husband. "You should have kept your hands to yourself," he said, his voice deadly calm. But this wasn't just about the slap that still burned across my cheek. This was about 10 years of lies, manipulation, and betrayal that had finally come crashing down in the most spectacular way possible. The Grand View Hotel ballroom sparkled with golden light from a dozen crystal chandeliers. I had spent months planning this anniversary celebration, wanting everything to be perfect for Ethan and me. 10 years of marriage deserved something special, something that would remind us both why we fell in love in the first place. I adjusted the emerald green dress Ethan had bought me for the occasion. At least that's what he told me when he handed me the shopping bag. The silk felt expensive against my skin, and for once, I felt beautiful, radiant, even. "Deborah, you've outdone yourself, my best friend," Lisa whispered as she approached with 2 glasses of champagne. "This is absolutely gorgeous," I beamed, looking around at the elegant decorations, the perfect floral arrangements, and the faces of everyone we cared about. I wanted it to be memorable. If only I had known just how memorable it would become. Ethan was across the room looking handsome in his tailored black suit, his salt and pepper hair perfectly styled. He was deep in conversation with a woman I didn't recognize. A striking brunette, in a red dress that hugged her curves, in all the right places. Something about the way he leaned toward her, the way his hand lingered on her arm, made my stomach twist with an unfamiliar unease. "Who's that woman Ethan is talking to?" I asked Lisa, trying to keep my voice light. Lisa followed my gaze and shrugged. "Never seen her before. Maybe someone from his work." Ethan was a successful architect, and his firm often collaborated with various clients and contractors. It wouldn't be unusual for him to invite a business associate to our celebration. But something about their body language felt intimate. I shook off the feeling. This was our night, our celebration. I wouldn't let paranoid thoughts ruin it. An hour later, I was making my rounds, ensuring everyone had drinks and food, playing the perfect hostess. I had just picked up a fresh bottle of red wine from the bar when I noticed Ethan and the mysterious woman had moved to a quieter corner of the ballroom. They were standing close, too close. His hand was on the small of her back, and she was whispering something in his ear. When she pulled back, I saw him smile in a way I hadn't seen in years, the kind of smile he used to give me when we were dating, full of desire and mischief. My heart pounded as I approached them, the wine bottle trembling slightly in my hand. I told myself I was being ridiculous, that I was going to simply introduce myself to his colleague and offer them some wine. "Ethan, honey," I called out as I got closer. "I don't think I've met your friend." Both of them turned toward me, and I saw something flash in Ethan's eyes, panic, guilt. The woman's smile was polite but didn't reach her eyes. "Deborah," Ethan said, his voice strained. "This is Veronica. She works with one of our contractors." Veronica extended her hand, and as I reached to shake it while balancing the wine bottle in my other hand, my heel caught on the hem of my dress. I stumbled forward, and the wine bottle slipped from my grasp. Time seemed to slow as the bottle tumbled through the air. Dark red wine arsed gracefully before splashing across Veronica's pristine red dress, staining the expensive fabric and pooling at her feet. "Oh my God." I gasped immediately, reaching for my napkin. "I'm so sorry. I'm so clumsy. Let me help you clean that up." But Veronica stepped back, her face contorting with disgust and anger. "You ruined my dress," she hissed. "This is a designer original. I'll pay for the cleaning or replacement, whatever you need," I said frantically, mortified by my clumsiness. "I'm so terribly sorry." That's when Ethan did something that would change everything. "How could you be so careless?" Ethan's voice was cold, furious in a way I'd never heard before. His face was flushed red, his jaw clenched tight. "Ethan, it was an accident, an accident." He stepped closer to me, his voice rising. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone. You ruined Veronica's dress with your clumsiness." The ballroom had gone quiet around us. I could feel the eyes of our guests, our friends, and family watching this scene unfold. My cheeks burned with humiliation. "I said I was sorry," I whispered, confused by his intense reaction. "I'll make it right. Sorry doesn't fix anything." Ethan snarled. "You always do this, Deborah. You always find a way to ruin everything important to me." His words hit me like physical blows. In 10 years of marriage, Ethan had never spoken to me like this. Sure, we'd had our disagreements, but he'd never been cruel, never been this angry over something so trivial. "Ethan, please," I said quietly, acutely aware of our audience. "Can we discuss this privately?" "No," he shouted. "I'm tired of making excuses for you. I'm tired of your constant mistakes." And then it happened. Ethan's hand flew through the air and connected with my cheek, with a sharp crack that echoed through the silent ballroom. The force of the blow knocked me sideways, and I stumbled, my hand flying to my burning face. The silence that followed was deafening. I stood there stunned, my cheek throbbing with pain and my eyes filling with tears. In 10 years of marriage, Ethan had never laid a hand on me, never even raised his voice like this. The man staring at me with cold, angry eyes was a stranger. "Ethan," Veronica said softly, placing a hand on his arm. "Maybe you should." "Don't," I said, my voice barely a whisper. I straightened up, still holding my cheek, and looked directly at my husband. "Don't you dare." But Ethan wasn't looking at me anymore. His face had gone completely white, his eyes wide with what looked like terror. He was staring at something behind me. I turned to see what had captured his attention so completely, and my heart leaped with relief and gratitude. My brother Jaden stood 10 feet away. His massive frame rigid with barely controlled rage, at 6 feet 4 inches and 220 pounds of solid muscle. Jaden was an intimidating sight on a good day. Right now, with his face dark with fury, and his hands clenched into fists, he looked absolutely terrifying. "Did you just hit my sister?" Jaden's voice was quiet, deadly calm, but it carried across the silent ballroom like a threat. Ethan swallowed hard, his Adam's apple bobbing. "Jaden, it's not what you think, really." Jaden took a step forward, and Ethan instinctively stepped back.